Hey, welcome to OrderPro Online. I wanted to give a brief introduction to some of the features we can use by giving an example of how to close out an e-show or an online party. So where you're going to start is over here in the top left corner. You're going to click New Order. So this is starting your hostess order, so you can choose all of those rewards that she earned through her party. So step 1, fill out the hostess information, her name and address. And you'll scroll down here to the bottom and you want to select Ship to Hostess. And once you select that, that will clear out the consultant information and be shipping to the same information you see up here. Go to the next step. Step 2 is order type. The order name can simply be the hostess's name. Order type is going to be home party, even if it's an online show. That is the correct one to select. Down here you can see all of the other options that we can use through OrderPro. We won't be going over those right now, but just know that they're there in the future once you come across those different types of events. Then party date will be the date that you have the actual online event. Here is where you check if you have a booking from the party. So say your hostess's friend, Susie, wants to host a party, and you have that date in the calendar. You select yes, and then put in her name and the date. So we have Susie hosting, and we'll change this to about a month from now. And then that unlocks some extra rewards for your hostess since one of the guests decided to book a party. So once you have all of that filled in, that's accurate and ready to go, click Next Step. And as you can see here along the green line at the top, it currently says HP for home party, total retail sales are at 0. This is where you will see the amount come through from e-commerce, all of the orders that have been through that party. So right now that means we need to link e-commerce with OrderPro. And you do that by coming over here to Combine eShow. Once you click this button, it pulls up this window that shows you all of your current open parties. So right now you see I have one open in my own name that just has one sale. So I wouldn't get any rewards if I selected this right now. But under this you will also see your current hostess's party and anyone else who is open at that time. You can check the retail sales to make sure they match up with e-commerce. And once they are over $100, you will be able to get those rewards for your hostess. So you would press select, and this amount here would update to show that amount that you just saw in the previous window. Then you come down to select books. So we have the full search bar here, but before you enter the rewards, you want to come to type of selection. Right now we're in full retail, but it's very likely that your hostess has earned some free books. So you would come down here and choose free host rewards. And once that has loaded, you can then continue on with your search. My favorite way is to search by title and change the second box to contains. Then you can type in whatever you're searching for. Let's do dinosaur. And she wanted the big book of dinosaurs. So we come over here, it says quantity 1. You could change this to whatever number you want and then press add. So as you can see, OrderPro has these built-in features that let you know if something is wrong with the order. So it's telling me I can't select any free books until we reach that $100 in retail sales. And that we know is just the company policy for those awesome rewards we're able to give all of our hostesses. So you would continue on with your hostess's wish list and check the allowance remaining here and also with those pop-up windows that OrderPro has given us, just so you know exactly how many free books you are working with and how much more you can add to this section before you need to go to the next section, which would be half-price host rewards. In this drop-down menu, you can also see we have the customer specials, which we could add to the hostess order, as well as a number of other things that won't be able to be added to the hostess order. We'll touch on those in another video as well. So once you have selected all of the books that your host wants from her wish list, they will all appear down here in these different areas. So you'll go to free host rewards to see the free, and then you'll go back to half price host rewards to check those as well. A handy tip to know is if you scroll down to the bottom, you can export all items to an Excel type document, so you can view those different sections from the drop-down menu all at one time at one document. I like to do that, and then you can also send a screenshot of that to the hostess just to double check your work. So once you have all of those entered in those separate areas, click Next Step to see a summary. Here you can see several different areas broken down, and at times it may feel like it is too much information at one time. Do not feel overwhelmed when looking at the order summary, and just look at a few key areas. So step one here is merchandise at retail. So those are just going to be the books that you see combined from the e-show and anything that your hostess is paying full retail for and not at a discount in any of the hostess rewards sections. So we have the hostess books, any party books that are added, which is an extra discount section that will be available in just a little bit. You can see the shipping breakdown and the tax breakdown. And I like to scroll down to step 8. This is where I spend the majority of my time on the summary sheet, just looking at total sales, the shipping due, the tax due, and then the total due on the summary. This will just show you the clearest view of what your hostess is paying for each of these specific areas. So just the summary page is simply that. You just look at the breakdown of all of the costs in case your hostess has any questions about the different things and the different breakdowns. So if you click Next Step after reviewing the order summary, you come to the payment summary, and it will show you the total amount due for the order. And it also breaks it down if there's any amount due from the consultant. The first section is where you enter your consultant payment. And it actually does save it for you, and you can go back in and edit that later once your credit card needs to be updated. Down here at the bottom, what you want to do first is do the customer payment. You come over to the right and click Add a new customer payment. That pulls up this separate window where you can enter the amount. So if you had offered to cover a certain portion of the host rewards, maybe you offered $20 worth of free books in the party bonus books section, and your cost came out to $5. You would subtract $5 from that total that was shown and put the remaining amount in here for the customer to pay. Fill this out as needed. You can see we do Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or debit card. Those are accepted. And then you press Add, and it will be added to the order. This page will refresh, and then those amounts will be updated to reflect that difference of the balance. And using that example, then this would say amount due from consultant would then be $5. And then you would enter your card, which would then be charged for the remaining amount. It won't be charged though until you process the order. So you can press Next Step and review the order. I love this final review because it just goes through everything once over to see if you're missing any information. So let's see what it tells me. We'll do this final review. Here we go, review results. No items have been selected for this order. I like this because it also tells you the location. So sometimes you could have missed the zip code for your hostess's shipping address, and it will tell you go back to step 1 to enter in that detail. Something to remember about OrderPro is all of the information you have already entered is saved. So if you have to step away, or if you come up here to the menu and go back to orders, here is the current order we have been working on since I entered her name as hostess. So if you have to walk away or if your computer screen times out, know that this will always be there. Those free books that you entered will already still be in there, and everything is saved. You can just pick back up right where you were, press select. You can use this go to step for a shortcut. Go to that final review. After the final review has processed, you click review order. If everything is correct, it will say no mistakes, and then there will be on the screen a page where you can hit submit. And once you hit submit, all those payments will be processed and the order will be good to go. It will then be moved into the completed orders tab, which you can track and watch for shipping to update as well. I hope this gives you a quick little introduction to how you can close out a party with OrderPro.